Here's a short story, which is a perfect example of how husbands, in my opinion, definitely have a right to look at their wives' phone every now and again, given how things are in today's world and all the temptations that are out there. And of course, how sadly you can't trust anybody. And our guy here finds out that his wife and his coach, this guy's a bodybuilder, and his coach have been hooking up. And there's little details here that are crazy. Titled, Flirty Messages Between my Coach and My Wife. And a shout out to Bill for sending in this story. He says here, I'm 49 years old. I've been married to my wife, a 47-year-old female, for over 2 decades. Well, curiosity got the better of me yesterday, and I had to look at her phone to see some of the messages. I put it down to a gut feeling. I'm a competitive bodybuilder, and my coach has been a very close friend of the family for a number of years. He's worked with my wife to support my career massively. Okay, so I guess he's like one of those senior bodybuilders, like people in their prime or in their teens, 20s, and I guess 30s. He's one of those. Well, that's cool. But why is the wife and the coach working together? Well, I had a hunch lately, so I had taken a look at the chain text between just the two of them. He'd always been a pretty charismatic guy and charming, and there were some flirty messages between them. Most so on his side, but she's going along with it and playing it back too. It's clear nothing physical has happened between them, but he has sent a lot of messages and compliments. Lots of messages along the lines of, your husband is such a lucky guy, I hope he makes you feel special, etc. What a scumbag. This is his coach, a guy he's been working with for years, and this is how he treats him. Well, time to fire that guy, and I have a very hard time believing that nothing physical is going on here. Of the messages, I saw my wife accepts the compliments quite happily. Well, women and attention and validation, they love it. On the one hand, there's a lot of affirmations from her about our marriage. On the other, it's like she's leaving the door slightly wedged open for him. She gives compliments back and tends to move the conversation on by circling back round to me and supporting my career. Then there was even a couple of deleted messages from him, one of which was followed by, sorry if that was inappropriate. Gee, what do you think it is? He's sending her pictures probably. Probably you know what pictures. My wife's reply was, no harm done. He's clearly using his position as my coach as an inroads with her, taking advantage, even sending her pictures of himself posing as a way to show off to her. What a loser. Guys that are successful with women don't have to do this crap. This guy's just trying too hard, but she's loving the attention. Her response didn't fill me with any joy, since as well as complimenting his physique, she has mentioned how his package looks. I know I gotta ditch my coach, but my mind is now spinning. Ditch your coach? He's not the only one you gotta ditch. You gotta ditch your wife. How long has this been going on? You see deleted pictures. She's talking about his package? Come on, man. And you can't think there isn't more going on here than this. Well, we're going to go on to this is a series of updates here. We'll see what's going on. Next update. He says, I sat on this most of the weekend, racking my brain for what to do. Dumping my coach, obviously, but I needed a way to do it, and that wouldn't seem abrupt, or that could push her towards him in any way. Well, too late. She's already pushed towards him. At dinner on Sunday night, just the two of us, I told her I was reconsidering my working relationship with my coach and severing all ties with him. I told my wife I'd heard shit at the gym about how he was conducting himself, sliding into the DMs of married guys' wives, breaking the bro code, and just acting like a general sleaze. That's a nice way to go about it. I told her I didn't want to associate myself with that type of guy, not how I roll. I laid it on hard how that shit doesn't fly with me, and how devastated it would be if I was one of those guys. I thought that was it. No response from her until after dinner. She called me back into the kitchen. She broke down in tears and admitted that my coach has been coming on to her too, but that she's been not innocent either. She let herself get carried away because she was a bit infatuated with him. She enjoyed the, wait for it, attention. Well, okay, it's not like she volunteered all this stuff, but at least she did say something after he went through his little spiel at the dinner table. But as we all know, you never get the full story, you get the trickle truth, because there's way more going on here than she's admitting. I asked her how long this has been going on for, and she said about a year. Has anything physical happened? She said that was a gray area. What do you mean that's a gray area? It's a yes or fucking no type of thing. I said, what the fuck does that mean? Well, she's been using a sex toy that was gifted to her by my coach and clearly resembles his size. What? That's a new one. I've never heard that one before. This guy literally got his you-know-what molded and created into a freaking vibrator or whatever and sent it to her. Yeah. And she's been using that to pleasure herself. For all I know, she's probably been pleasuring herself with that while texting him and FaceTiming him or whatever. Yeah, I think it's time to end this marriage, dude. She owned up to about all the flirty messages, too. She's apologized that it's got this far. She feels embarrassed that guys in the gym were talking about it, and she's promised to go zero contact with him. I mean, like, honey, you can talk to him all you want. We're done now. He can have you. Obviously, I just fired my coach. A simple, I know what's been going on with you and my wife. We're done message, and blocked his ass. Next step, I think my wife and I may need therapy to get through this. Dude, you don't need therapy. You need a lawyer to move on. I know you've been with her for 20 years, but no way. Now to his final update, and we'll see what's going on here. Oh no, before we get to the final update, a few comments here, because the comments are pretty amusing. One guy says to him, did she really say she's been using a sex toy which resembled his size? This bit sounds made up to me, or else she's been physical with him. And the OP says, she said they haven't hooked up, haven't kissed, anything physical. She said he gave her a toy as a gift to show her what she's missing out on. She never crossed the line into bed with him, but admitted that using the toy and fantasizing about the idea. I don't care if they actually didn't hook up. Well, fine, let's just say for devil's advocate, they didn't hook up. He gave her a freaking vibrator that matched the size of his you-know-what. And I'm sure he's probably exaggerating the size, let's be honest here. Unless he's a big, giant Shadow Tyrone, more of a Tyrone. No. Another guy says, you're sorry, OP. I don't know that you should be talking to your wife. We should be taking your wife at her word. She wants to stay together, so she's likely hiding a lot of the cheating. She had no problem lying to you about this cheating for an entire year without you noticing, which means she acted normal. She feels guilty, so she came clean. But that doesn't mean that she's giving you the whole thing. There's no way he's getting the whole thing. A year is a very long time to be having an affair and not hook up or get physical in person. The toy he gave her further suggests they've been together. You bet your ass they've been together. He also says she started her confession calling it gray area, which is immediate to try and make it seem less of an area than it is. You deserve an accurate account of exactly what she's been up to from him and with him. Yeah, exactly. This guy just doesn't want to believe it, but come on, right there. What she's been doing is enough. And now, the quick final update. He says, after cutting my coach off and blocking his phone number, he sent me an email that firstly apologized for his behavior and secondly told me the truth. Oh, gee, what's that? He says my wife hasn't been honest with me and told me that I at least deserved honesty. He confirmed the worst, that they have slept together, frequently and since the start of the year. Nothing else really matters now. The trust at the core of marriage is gone and been obliterated. And I do believe in the comment section, somewhere he said that obviously he's getting rid of her and getting divorced. So there you go. This is a perfect reason. You always check the phone. You have every right to do that. Anybody apologizes for that, they're out of their freaking mind. You can't trust anybody nowadays. But I don't think this coach is doing this out of the kindness of his heart. I think this coach was doing this because now he wants her. So now he can tell the husband this, and he divorces her, but probably he's not going to get her. Frankly, if I'm the husband, the first thing I'm doing is calling the fucking gym and getting him fired. A lot of people in the comment section suggest that he should sue the gym because, this is what's happening with one of their employees. I personally don't like that idea because why should the owners of the gym get sued for a guy and not knowing what he's doing? I mean, if they knew what he was doing, that'd be a different ball game and they'd have to prove that. But still, this guy should at the very least lose his job and let the word spread around town so he doesn't get hired again. But let these scumbags have each other. But she's probably going to bawl her eyes out and put on the waterworks, which is bawling your eyes out, hoping that he'll stay because she's used to be married to him for 20 years. But there you go, guys. So good for him. I'm glad he's kicking to the curb, but come on here. She got a freaking vibrator matching that guy's you-know-what. What do you think was going on?